It's really bad.
Danielle Grant is starving.
I'm trying to see if I can get some food because we literally don't have anything to eat today or tomorrow. So we're gonna try.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story is wild. So there's a claim spreading online about Trump threatening to cut food stamps from blue states because they supposedly refuse to sell their state data to him. And of course, Americans are reacting like crazy. Some people are calling it political bullying, others says it's fake news, and some folks thinks it's just classic election year chaos. So let's break down what's going on and why everybody is arguing. First off, the internet is split. We have got people saying this is government overreach and others like, well, state don't follow orders, there are consequences. But the main conversation is about one thing. Food stamps are a program millions of Americans rely on. So anything someone claims is being used as a bargaining chip, people get heated fast. This kind of headline spread instantly because it misses political, poverty, control, and state versus federal tension. It's like the perfect recipe for internet chaos. People hear food stamps, Trump and blue states in the same sentence, and boom, a whole debate erupts.
It's really bad.
Danielle Grant is starving.
I'm trying to see if I can get some food because we literally don't have anything to eat today or tomorrow. So we're gonna try to make ends meet and we can.
Desperate for food, nowhere to go. Grant and many others got to the Hope Line today just to make an appointment to come back later in the week for food. Resources are slim, leaving 40% of Bronxites without money to feed themselves. Some still in shock.
We've heard things before, but it's like, they're not gonna let people starve. That's ridiculous, but it's like, no, that's literally like what's happening.
We hope the food pantries maintain open, because if they don't stay open, I really don't know what we're going to do next.
We asked people their reaction to hearing that the Trump administration will partially fund the SNAP program. People say it's not going to do much. They have families to feed and already struggled at the end of every month when they were receiving the full amount.
Wow, not enough. At least there's something to hold on, but I think everybody's going to have to get a second job.
It doesn't really last the whole month, probably like 2 or 3 weeks, and then by the last week you gotta scramble to find, things.
This couple has 4 kids. The mom says pantries aren't always reliable.
They have limited supply, or by the time we get to the front of the line, then it's really nothing there. So it's hard.
She says she's holding on to faith. Meanwhile, others are worried hunger will drive crime rates up. We don't know how much money will be reloaded onto people's cards and when that will be. In Longwood, Lindsay Tanney, News 12.
Trump is now blocking food stamp funds from blue states. Y'all want me to think that he cares about children. He cares about Americans, but he's okay with people fucking dying because they live in a blue state. Because mind you, people are going to die if they do not have food. For the stupid Republican, well, that's all of y'all. So for the Republicans, I want y'all to understand there are Republicans that live in those blue states. So this is not the own that you think it is, because Republicans are going to be affected. Little white friends are going to be affected because yes, the dumb Republicans, I need y'all to fucking understand that white people use food stamps more than any other race in America. As much as you try to paint the picture of who uses food stamps, babe, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. It's your cousin, which might also be your boyfriend. So just look real close. That's who's using food stamps. That's who's going to be affected. The Trump administration is not going to give funds to these blue states if they do not give recipient info to the federal government. It's just wild to me because this is the party that says they're Christians. I don't think Jesus would be in support of your party, my love.
Some Democrat-led states could be at risk of losing their SNAP benefits if they don't comply with a Trump administration request to provide recipient data. Fox Business's Darren Bathello with more.
The Trump administration issuing an ultimatum to Democrat-led states: share SNAP benefit data or risk losing federal funding. It's in response to what the Agriculture Department alleges is widespread fraud across the program.
When we found 186,000 dead people's Social Security numbers being used, 500,000 people receiving benefits more than twice. We had a couple of people receiving benefits in 6 states.
Secretary Brooke Rollins says the department will start withholding payments next week until states agree to cooperate. Currently, 42 million Americans receive SNAP benefits, with the majority at or below the poverty line, and often in households that include children, seniors, and people with disabilities.
We want to make sure that those hungry families, those food insecure families, actually are receiving benefits.
Just last month, 21 states and Washington, D.C. sued the administration over new guidance that would restrict SNAP eligibility for some refugees and asylum seekers. They argue it unlawfully excludes some eligible legal permanent residents from benefits and could shut down programs entirely.
This guidance reads like someone took notes from the Grinch, taking food from families right as the holidays arrive.
The Trump administration has chosen again to play political games with our residents' lives, because in many communities, this truly is about life and death.
The Agriculture Department says more than 24 states have complied with its request to share SNAP program data. In Washington, Darren Botello, Fox Business.
Here's the latest update on SNAP benefits. I'm a lawyer in real life. I don't play one on television. The Trump administration is now threatening to suspend SNAP benefits for people who live in Democratic states. And that is because the Democratic states are refusing to turn over personal sensitive information to the Trump administration and to DOJ. This could affect up to 20 million people. And remember, the primary beneficiaries of SNAP benefits, 67% of the people, are elderly, children, and the disabled. 2023 study of the Department of Agriculture and the SNAP benefits program showed that the majority of people, the vast majority of people who receive these benefits, are doing so legally. This latest threat to cut off SNAP benefits cruel or justified? What do you think? This is likely another issue that's going to make its way to the Supreme Court, but if you're in a blue state, are you comfortable with the government having your personal information? Do we know what the government is going to do with this information? DOJ is one of the agencies that is seeking this information. Does that give you pause? Does that give you concern? Let me know what you think in the comments.
I don't know if you all saw this, but the Trump administration, just last week, they've announced a new attack on states that they consider not loyal to them. And what they're threatening this time is SNAP benefits that families rely on to make sure basic necessities are met. The Trump administration, they've said that they're going to withhold SNAP benefits from any Democratic-led state, nearly 24 of them, if it doesn't comply with ridiculous demands from the Trump administration. Now, this also follows on Trump saying that he's going to withhold disaster relief funding from blue states, from states with Democratic leadership. That's not right. That's a big part of why I'm running for the Nevada Assembly, is in the face of this attack on our rights by Trump's lawless administration. It is up to states that are opposed to this to coordinate, to communicate, to cooperate, so that we can create a united front, pool resources, so that we prevent this criminal administration from causing real harm to people and real harm to families. And especially when we're talking about things like disaster relief funds, we're talking about SNAP benefits, it's crucial that states are working together to make sure that if Trump follows through on his threats, we have a backup plan, and that we make sure that people don't go without, that people receive SNAP benefits, regardless of whether they live in a state led by a Democratic governor or a Republican governor. And that's what I plan to do in the Nevada Assembly, is to engage in this kind of cooperation and coordination between states opposed to this nonsense. So again, I'm Tony Smith. I'm running for Nevada Assembly, District 20. I hope I can count on your support. Thank you.
Well, look at that. The Trump administration is not done threatening to starve the American people. They're literally coming for round two. They have come out today and said that they are going to withhold SNAP payments from Democrat-led states if they don't get the data they want from those states. Now, I'm just going to say that another way in case you don't understand. The Trump administration wants something from Democratic states that they don't want to give them, and so the Trump administration is threatening to starve children, veterans, the elderly, and people with disabilities. Take that in. So what's the information they're willing to make kids hungry to get? According to Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins, it is things like the names and immigration status of aid recipients. After all, they've got a 3,000 arrest a day quota they have to hit. They are willing to withhold food aid from God knows how many tens of millions of people because they're having an immigration disagreement with Democratic governors. How cruel can you be? Now, of course, Brooke Rollins is not saying that they want this information for ICE raids. They're saying it's to root out waste, fraud, and abuse, a familiar refrain. Her office is claiming that 186,000 deceased people are receiving SNAP benefits, but of course, big surprise, her office has not released detailed data proving her claim. So under those circumstances, you can understand why Democratic governors are saying hell no. In fact, 22 Democrat-led states and the District of Columbia have sued over this request for information, and a judge has sided with them, saying the administration can't have this information. So what is Trump doing? He's extorting them. He's threatening to withhold food from the neediest people in the country if he doesn't get what he wants, while meanwhile continuing to prioritize his gilded ballroom and bailing out foreign leaders. I don't even know what to say, you guys. It's like a big game to Trump. The level of sadism required to say, I will not send money for food to these states if they don't do what I want, is so next level. Actual people will lose sleep over this. Actual people will go hungry. Children, this is not the way government is supposed to work. This is not okay. This is not Christian. And this is not a negotiation. It is hostage taking. And if you're disgusted by it like I am, help us fight.
So that's what's going on with the whole no more food stamps for blue states controversy. The reactions are intense. The conversation are messy. And honestly, this is just the beginning of more political drama. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this political leverage, misinformation, or just another internet firestorm? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed these commentary breakdowns. See you in the next video. Bye bye.